Welcome to Flow Haus. My name is Angie and today we have a full body reformer class. This is more of an intermediate reformer style class, and the only equipment that you do need for today's class is your box. So if you want to go ahead and grab your box and set it aside on your reformer similar to mine, I like to put the top of the box in line with the end of the carriage, and we're going to come down to 1/2 spring. So that's one blue spring for me. Once you've found that box into your long box position, set off onto the ground. I've got mine on my left hand side of the reformer. You're going to meet me in a 4-point kneel. We're going to place our right hand onto our shoulder pad. So coming kneeling onto that box, I like to place my left hand to the center of the box. Right hand comes up onto that shoulder pad, and we're straight away going to float out through that left leg. So floating out and away through that left leg, I like to have my right knee in the center of both hands. Now go ahead straight away and rotate those hips down so they're facing down towards the box and we're not rolling out and open through the hips here. So holding on to that shoulder rest, we're going to start with just one press. So pressing that arm out to straight, bend into draw back in. Exhale, press that arm out to straight, bend into draw back in. So we're trying to keep our hips square and our shoulders square here, and we're going to start to find a little bit of mobility and warm up through those shoulders. We're working in the backs of the thighs to keep that leg elevated. We're going to start to load. So the next time we press that arm out, can we lower that leg down to the ground for a little tap? Can we bend to squeeze to come back in? Can we press to lower and tap? Can we bend to lift? Lower, tap, bend through the arm as we lift. Good, we're going to stay for 4 here. Keep squeezing through that inner core to stabilize. Last 2. Last 1, keep that arm lifted out where it is and lift that leg back up in line with the body. We're going to find a tiger curl here. So I want you to tuck that knee towards your nose, find a C curve in that spine as we close the carriage in. Press the carriage away and lengthen through the leg. So C curve through the spine, tuck that knee to our nose, lengthen and press out through the carriage. Little tuck of the knee to nose, little lengthen. Grow as small as you can. Grow as long as you can. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Everything comes all the way out. Can we have little baby pulses to finish? So pulsing of that arm, pulsing of that leg at the same time. Go for 5. Go for 4. Go for 3. Stay for 2. 1. Closing everything down and in. Nice work. You might want to find a little cat-cow stretch on that box. So all 4s come onto the box. Take an inhale, drop that tummy down towards the box. Eye gaze comes up to the sky. Exhale, tuck that chin to your chest. Beautiful work. 1 more there. Enjoying that articulation through the spine. Beautiful work. Alrighty, we're going to come down to seated. We're going to grab hold of those straps and we're going to grab our short straps. So I want you to come laying down on your carriage. We're going to work a little bit into our core. So your head comes down onto your headrest. Just place your feet on your foot bar for the time being. You're fine to stay on that 1/2 spring. Now we're going to place our hands into those short straps, extend our fingertips up towards the sky with our palms facing towards those thighs. So we've created a little bit of tension on the reformer to pull our carriage off the stoppers, and then we're going to float those legs to tabletop. So imprinting in through that spine, floating one leg to tabletop, floating the opposite leg to tabletop. We're going to come straight into an arm reach. Exhale, send those arms down past those thighs, and inhale, raise them back up towards the sky. Exhale, reach and extend. Inhale, palms come back up towards the sky. Let's start to bring an abdominal curl into that. So it's an arm reach and a curl of the chest to the thighs, and an inhale as we lower and lengthen. Exhale, curl and reach chest to thighs, reaching through those fingers. Inhale, lower and lengthen through that spine. This is a great place to stay or come back to because we're going to start to build on this series. So the next time we curl and reach, can we start to bicycle through one leg? So we're going to extend and bicycle, straighten through that leg, bend to return to come back in. Exhale, curl and extend in the opposite leg, bend to come back in. Maybe we take our bicycle underneath the foot bar to lower that leg, increase that intensity. And then maybe the next one over the foot bar. We're going to stay for 3 more bicycles. Taking the curl out of it, anytime you feel you need to, if you feel you need that support on your neck, you can just stay with the legs. Good, coming back to tabletop, let's stay with that curl but turn it into a double leg extension. So we're going to curl and reach and extend through both legs, inhale to come back down. Exhale, curl and reach, extend through both legs, inhale, come back down. We're going to turn this into a double leg stretch. Can you curl and reach and extend and hold? Can you flex through those heels as we inhale? It's an exhale, lower straight legs down towards the foot bar. Inhale, raise them up. Inhale to come back down. Whoo. Exhale, curl and extend. Inhale, externally rotate. Squeeze through those knees and ankles. Lower down on that exhale. Inhale to come up and bend back down. We're going to stay with that move, but we're going to stay up in our curl. So the next time that we curl up, flexing through those heels, we're going to stay for an exhale, lower those legs. Inhale, raise them up. Exhale, lower those legs towards the foot bar. Inhale, raise them up. Spicy little core number this one. We've got 3 to go before we come into our last core exercise. 2. Stay just for 1. Bend to come back in. That was my back on the rubber if you heard that funny noise. It's going to happen again, so I may as well call it out. Alrighty guys, we're going to come into scissor legs. So this time we're going to curl, reach and extend. So take that exhale to come up. So come on up, curl and reach and extend. Inhale at the top. Exhale, drop one leg down to the foot bar. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop the other. Inhale, squeeze. Stay in for our scissors for 8. Stay in for 7. Can we curl a little higher? 6. Just 5. Last 4. Last 3. And 2. For 1. Bend to close to come back in. Well done. Oh, send those arms out nice and wide. Stay for 1 big nice recovery breath. Take a big inhale in through the nose. And a clearing exhale out through the mouth. Oh, nice work. Drop in those straps down there. We're going to come on up and we're going to grab that box and pop our box onto the other side of our reformer. So lining our box back up towards the end of our carriage, we're going to come back into that 4-point kneel on our box. So this time our right hand is into the center of our box. We've got our left hand up onto that shoulder pad. Let's go ahead and extend straight out through that right leg. Check in with that hip that we haven't rolled the hip out. We want both hip bones down towards the box. And when you're ready guys, it's an exhale into that shoulder press. Inhale to return. So a couple of focus points here. You want to keep a soft bend in that elbow, but you want to keep both shoulders even. So I'm not letting my pressing shoulder dip down here. I'm keeping both of them at the same range. And that's the same with my hip bones. I'm not letting one of my hips dip down or raise up. They're both pointing down towards the box. We're going to start to add in that leg lower. So the next time we press that carriage, can we lower that leg for a tap and a squeeze to lift back up? So it's a press to tap, squeeze to lift. Press to tap, squeeze to lift. So really working the posterior chain in our body here, all through those back muscles, all through our hamstrings, through our glutes, a little bit of core to stabilize, and a lot in the shoulders. We're going to start to find our tiger curl. So the next time that we press that carriage out, can we hold it there? Can we start to C-curve in that spine as we close the carriage in knee to nose? Inhale, press and unravel. Exhale, close to curl small. Inhale, press to unravel. Nice work. Stay just for 5. How steady can you stay on that stabilizing knee for 4? Last 3. Just 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Can we press all the way out and finish with those little pulses? I didn't forget. Stay for 5. Stay for 4. Micro pulsing. 3. Last 2. Elbow down to the carriage. Last 1. Close that carriage in. Well done. Find another cat and cow, guys. So wiggle out to that cat cow 4-point kneel position. It's an inhale. Drop that tummy down. Eye gaze, jaws up to the sky. And it's an exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Peel that spine up. You might want to have a little floss around up here. And a little wiggle through those hips as we drop down to cow. Really nice work. Alrighty, we are going to move on to a little bit of upper body work. So we're going to use a bit of core to stabilize, a little bit of legs at the same time, but big focus on back and shoulders. So when you're ready, we're going to grab that box, place it into a long box on top of your reformer. Grab hold of those straps and meet me in a kneeling position on your box. I like to wiggle my toes back and just hook them onto the end of my box just for support. Now you have the option here with these straps, you can turn them into long straps to decrease the resistance. You can cross your short straps over to make them stronger. Of course, you can increase your spring resistance as well, but I'm going to stay on 1/2 spring. So I've got my hands into those short straps. I'm starting with a nice extended arm. So my palms are facing in towards my body, elongating out through the crown of my head. We're going to come into a chest expansion. So it's a straight arm sweep behind the body. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Inhale, return a straight arm. Exhale, straight arm reach behind the body. Little squeeze through the triceps. Inhale, return of those arms. So this is your move. If you're feeling nice and stable down here in low kneel and you want to stay, it's exactly where you're going to stay. If you want to come into a high kneel with me, as we squeeze into that chest expansion, we're going to come into a high kneel. Have a little squeeze of the glutes at the top. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, squeeze, chest expansion. Inhale, lower. You're going to start to feel the quads come into this one. Imagine like you're trying to touch your thumbs behind your body so that you know to keep those arms nice and close. We've got a little change coming in 3. Little change coming in 2. Little change in 1. Next time we come to that low kneel, we're going to press those arms up into a V expansion. So it's the same move ultimately, but we're taking those hands up towards the sky. So it's a straight arm. Let your palms press back on the straps, and then they inhale, come back down. So exhale, straight arm reach above the head. Inhale, come back down. Palms onto the straps, so palms behind the body. Inhale, down. High kneel as we raise. Low kneel to lower. Think biceps to ears. It's a little hinge and a little lean back. Use that exhale breath for the effort. It's going to help you stabilize through your core for balance. Last 2. Last 1. Whew. Nice work. We are going to, if you're using one of these reformers, release that top strap. And we're going to come and loop our long straps over our elbows. So long straps just above our elbows. Remember, you've got the option, of course, to cross your straps over here. We're going to start with our palms facing in towards one another, elbows together, elbows raised. We're up at shoulder height. We're going to take an inhale as we open that window and an exhale to close. Inhale to open that window, squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, close. This one, if we high kneel to open, low kneel to close. High kneel to open, low kneel to close. It's a big protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. So really exaggerate squeezing the shoulder blades together and then drawing them apart. Big squeeze together, draw them apart. We're gonna start to load here. I went the wrong way. As we come up and open that window, hold your arms here, send them straight above your head, come back to 90 degrees, lower back down. So it's a squeeze to open, overhead press, back to 90, lower back down. Squeeze to open, overhead press, lower back to 90, come back down. Nice work, guys. Let's go for 3. Whew. Let's go for 2. Coming for your last one, all the way up. Extend through those arms, bend through those elbows, close to lower back down. Woo-hoo. That is your back. Done. We are going to stay up here. We're going to place our feet onto the foot bar. We're going to come into a quick little planking series. If you don't feel confident with your feet on the foot bar, you can place your feet down onto your platform extender and come onto your forearms on your box. So that option, if you're taking your feet on the platform extender, will look like this, and you'll press out to your plank. If you're taking the same option as me today, we're going to press our palms down onto the outside of the box. We're going to place our feet onto our foot bar. We're going to tuck our toes, lift into our hover, find that neutral spine from your hover, and we're going to press out to a full plank. When you press out to that full plank, press your upper back into those shoulder blades. Take a little tuck under the bum, but a squeeze of the glutes. Bend in through the knees to your hover, press back out to your full plank. I want you to find a really strong full plank before we start to load here. So we're going to start to bring in a pike. We come back to our hover, press out to our plank, come in for a pike. So we fold through those hips. Press back out to your plank, bend back into your hover. Hover, plank, pike, plank. Hover, plank, pike, plank. Hover, plank, pike, plank. One last round. You're going to meet me in your plank. All the way out to that plank. Can you find that strong plank? Can you hold it there? Can you squeeze through the bum? Can you give me little shoulder presses here? 10, 9, little rocks of that carriage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, all the way in. Come on down to your knees. Let's give those wrists a little bit of a roll. Take your hands, interlace them behind your back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Maybe drop your chin down to your chest. Maybe we take the eye gaze up to the sky. Can we take our hands down long either side of the box? Can we take an inhale, raise that left arm up, and exhale, reach across the body. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, lengthen. Beautiful work, guys. We're going to flip around on this box and finish off our upper body work. So I'm going to stay on one half spring. If you feel a little stronger in the chest, you can add on one white spring and go to 3/4, or you can go up to one full spring. So this time we're going to straddle the box. We're going to take our legs down towards the ground, taking our palms into those short straps, starting with a nice straight arm here. So we've got a straight arm with our palms facing forward, feet are down on the ground. We're going to come into a forward reach, but we're going to take a little lift through the legs. So watch as I come into my C-curve spine and a forward reach. I tuck my chin to my chest, exhale, reach those arms forward, lift and straighten through those legs. And then inhale, come back to neutral, feet come down. Exhale, curl into C-curve, extend arms and legs. Inhale, unravel, spine comes back to neutral. So you feel that we're using a lot more core here to C-curve through that spine, lifting out through those legs. Coming all the way up. We're going to stay for 4 before the next change. Last 2. Last one. Take this next big forward reach, and instead of bringing those arms down, can we swoop them up and around into circles? So it's a forward arm reach, C-curve of the spine, raise back up into that circle, finish in a neutral spine starting position. Exhale, forward reach, scooping those arms up, around and out to the side. Should feel like a nice stretch on the out phase. If you're starting to feel a bit clicky through the hip flexors, you can keep your legs out of this one. You can hook them onto the carriage. Last two. Last one. Beautiful. Bringing those feet up or wherever they are comfortable. I like to tuck my toes under. We're going to keep our hands in those straps, draw them out so we've got a little soft bend in those elbows, palms are facing forward. Let's come into hug a tree, but let's stay with that C-curve of the spine. Hug our tree, close it in. Inhale, open to neutral. Exhale, hug a tree, close it in. Inhale, open out to neutral. We're not here for too long. I know we've worked a lot of arms in today's session. This is the end of the arms. Last 5. Stay with that breath. Exhale, activate through that core. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, all the way down. Nice work. Let's let go of those straps. Take those hands back behind our shoulders, interlace through those fingers, come back into that chest stretch. This time we might want to drop our left ear down to our left shoulder, popping on up, dropping our right down, chin to chest. Take our hands onto that foot bar. Let's find our C-curve spine here in our stretch. Little floss from side to side. Beautiful, guys. We're going to finish off with a little bit of lower body, which will incorporate a little bit of core. The spring recommendation I make is a blue spring to focus a little more on legs, and a white spring or no spring to focus a lot more on the core. We're going to come into a short box. So when we're ready, we have our box into our short box position. We're going to come standing onto the carriage with our hands onto the foot bar. Careful because you're on that light spring. Now there's a couple of foot placement options, and it really just depends on the length of your legs. So we're going to step our right foot through the carriage onto the base of the ground, and your left toes are going to come up either onto the lip of your carriage, or if you've got longer legs like me, you're going to raise your heel onto the box and come up onto your toes on the carriage. Now we're going to start standing. We're going to draw those fingertips, bring them behind our ears. If that gets too much for the balance for you, you can bring your thumbs to your chest or hands to your hips. So fingertips to ears. Here we're just going to find a little hinge and a bend. So we bend in through that right leg, and then we're going to press that carriage out with the left all the way out. Bend to come back in, squeeze to stand. 1 to hinge, 2 to press, 3 to return, 4 to stand. So that's our move. We're going to start to build those presses. Come down for 1. This time let's stay for 2 presses. So 1, 2, come all the way in, squeeze to stand. This time we're staying down. We're going to come down. We're going to stay for 1 press, keeping that hinge. Stay for 2. Hold that leg extended. Can you bring your hands to your foot bar, thumbs over the top? We're going to close that carriage and come into a tiger curl. So we close the carriage, straight legs, bend that knee to our nose, lengthen back out, gently place your foot on the ground, and we press into a big, long lunge. So it's an exhale to pike in, tiger curl, knee to nose. Press back out to our long lunge. Holding out with our lunge, take our hands back to our ears. Can we bend for our carriage press for 1? Bend for our carriage press for 2. Hands come back to the foot bar, pike and a tiger curl for 1. Extend that leg out, come to your lunge. Pike and a tiger curl for 2. Extend that leg out, come to that lunge. Take your hands to your ears and your hinge. You stay for 2 carriage press. 1, 2, hands to the foot bar. Last 2 tiger curls of this combo. Tiger curl and pike. lunge and eye gaze forward. Tiger curl and pike, lunge and eye gaze forward. Can we bring our hands to our ears for 5 carriage presses to finish off with our carriage press? 5, 4, 3, 2, stay low. 1, hold that leg extended, hands come to the foot bar. Can we float that right leg up so our knees in between our elbows? We're gonna come into our runner's leg. So we're gonna bend through the left, extend through the right, keep your neutral spine, bend through the right, extend through the left. Bend through the right, extend through the left. We're here for 5 in total. 3 to go. Last 2. Last 1. The next time, draw that right knee into the center of your wrist. Rotate right knee to left wrist. Extend out through the right leg. Bend, rotate back to the center. Runner's legs for 1. Knee comes back to the center. Rotate right knee, left elbow. Extend out through the leg. Bend, return to the center. Alternate for 1. You've got it, guys. We've got 3 more just like that. This is the hardest part of class, I promise. Last 2. Back to the center. Last 1. Knee into the center. Rotate, extend, bend, come back to the center. You are there. Ooh. You are there for that part of the series. Now we're gonna stay with that left foot extended or onto the lip of the carriage. Our right foot's gonna step forward and we're gonna place it on the left-hand side of our platform extender. We're going to come into our curtsy lunge position. So it's an external rotation out of the toes. So the toes point outwards and our heel is pointing in to the left. Now you can place your hands on your hips or your thumbs to your heart, staying high on the toe on the left. We're going to come back into our curtsy lunge. So it's a straight leg lunge pressing back and a squeeze to stand. Straight leg lunge pressing back, squeeze to stand. Maybe we start to float those arms up as we lunge, lower them to stand. We're going to start to build in some scooters here. So I want you to come down to that lunge. Can we take a hinge and a reach forward? If our arms are extended, we're going to bend in through that back knee for 1 scooter, press all the way out, squeeze to stand. Lower for 1, hinge, stay for 2 scooters, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out, squeeze to stand. Coming down for 3, guys, lunge first, then hinge. Hold that hinge and that neutral spine for 3, for 2, for 1, squeeze to stand. 4 is your highest number, I promise. Let's come down, let's take that hinge. Stay for 4, all the way out. Stay for 3, just 2, last 1. Squeeze to stand. Woo. Give that butt a little bash or whatever love it needs. A little wiggle out. We're going to do it all again. So we're going to place both of our feet onto that platform, onto that carriage again. Do be careful on that light spring, guys. This time our right foot's going to stay on the box, left foot down through the well. So stepping that left foot down, right foot onto the box. Starting with our hands to our ears, we take 1 hinge, 1 press, 1 return, squeeze to stand. 1 to hinge and squat, 2 to press, 3 to return, 4 to squeeze and stand. Let's try and keep all the way into that left heel. Let's start to build those presses. 1 to squat, 1 press, return, 2 press, return, squeeze to stand, second round. Alrighty, this is our last time to stand after this press. All the way to stand. Let's come back down for our 2 carriage press. So press for 1, return. Press for 2, hold that extension, bring your hands down to the foot bar. We're going to pike and close into our tiger curl. Pike, tiger curl for 1, land in your long lunge. pike, tiger curl for 2. Land in your long lunge. Take your hands to your ears, stay in that hinge. You're here for 2 presses. You're here for 1. Hands come to the foot bar. Tiger curl pike, land in a long lunge. Tiger curl pike, land in the long lunge. Hold low, stay for 1. Stay for 2. Hands to the foot bar. Tiger curl pike. Last round. Stay here. You've got 5 carriage presses. 4. Stay for 3. 2. 1 and hold. Hands to the foot bar. Float through that left leg. You've got your runner's legs first. So we're alternating bend to straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2. Here's the change. 1, left knee in between those wrists. Rotate left knee to right wrist. Extend and straighten through left leg. Bend, twist, runner's legs for 1. Left knee to center of the wrist. Rotate, extend through that left leg. Bend, return back to the center. Runner's lunge. We've got 3 more of this to go. Finish with the core. Last 2. Last 1. Rotate, extend, bend, come back to the center. Land that left foot straight down on the platform extender. Squeeze to stand. Find that balance. Hands can come to your heart. Straight out for that curtsy lunge. Squeeze to close. Straight out for the curtsy lunge. Squeeze to close. Maybe we take those arms to the sky. Woo! Let's just find that length now through that back leg. Last 2 before we start to build in those scooters. Last 1. Everything comes down. Take a little hinge forward. Crunch in back knee, elbows. Everything extends. Squeeze to lift. Woo! Everything comes down. Hinge, crunch it forward. Everything extends. Squeeze to lift. This time we stay down for 2. We stay down for 1. We squeeze to stand. Come on down for 3, guys. Stay in that hinge for your scooters for 3, for 2, for 1, all the way out, squeeze all the way up. 4 is your highest number to finish class. Let's go. Come all the way down. Take your hinge. Finish with 4 perfect scooters. 4, 3, 2, all the way out, squeeze all the way up. Ooh. Well done, guys. Come on, seated down onto that box. You have done so well. Placing your feet onto that platform extender. We're just gonna have a quick glute stretch. We're gonna take that left ankle first, give that right glute a break and hook it over that right knee. Take an inhale, guys. Sit up nice and tall, neutral spine. And as you exhale, take a little lean into that thigh. We're gonna stay here just for 1 full round of breath. Take a big inhale in through the nose. And a long exhale. So nice. We're gonna swap legs, guys. If you do need a longer stretch today, please go back and do one of our stretches from the stretch catalog. I think we gained the glutes and hips the most, so glute stretch is my choice. Sitting up in the neutral spine, eye gaze is forward. Take a big inhale. And an exhale, lean forward. Nice work. Take an inhale down here, your last big breath of the day. Make it your deepest breath in. And a big, long, clearing exhale out, a big sigh. You guys are amazing. That was a super tough class. Thank you so much for joining me. Any class requests I love, so please let me know. Any comments, like and share. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Thank you.